It's been a great year for reading for me. In total, I read 35 books as of December 9th, 2024. 25 of those were Star Wars Expanded Universe books. For the record, I read 3 Tales books: Tales of the Bounty Hunter, Jabba's Palace, and Tales of the Empire, Shadows of the Empire, Return of the Jedi novelization, the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy, the Mandalorian Armor, Truce at Bakura, Luke Skywalker in the Shadow of Mindor, the X-Wing series, Rogue Squadron, Wedge's Gamble, the Kratos Trap, Back to War, Wraith Squadron, Iron Fist, Solo Command, Isard's Revenge, Courtship of Princess Leia, Tatooine Ghost, the Thrawn trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy, and I, Jedi. Here are books that I didn't finish or didn't read. Books 2 and 3 of the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy. I didn't read them, but I did listen to them on Audible, so I will count them. They will count for either list. Tales of the New Republic, I read like 7 or 8 of the stories, so I will count that, but the stories I didn't read are being ignored. But before we get into that, what's going on, guys? I'm the Walrus Jedi, and welcome to a Top 10 video. If you like these Top 10s, then consider liking and subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more videos in the future. There will be probably some minor spoilers for books, nothing major, so consider that a warning. Without further ado, let's get on to the list. Number 10, Shadows of the Empire by Steve Perry, and it was released in 1996 by Bantam Spectra. This story follows Luke, Leia, Lando, Chewie, and the droids as they try and get Han back before he is delivered to Jabba by Boba Fett. They also have to contend with the vile leader of Black Sun, the Falleen Prince Xizor, or I guess Shizor as it's supposed to be pronounced, but I prefer Xizor, so that's how I'm gonna refer to him. And, you know, the usual Imperial troopers and all that. I wish this was a movie, as it has everything else. It got a book, comics, it even has a soundtrack. Boys, video game. Number 9, X-Wing, Wedge's Gamble by Michael A. Stackpole, released in 1996 by Bantam Spectra. We follow Rogue Squadron as they take Coruscant from the Empire. Like the other books in the X-Wing series, the characters are why you read this series. The plots and events are usually interesting and important, but for me, the characters are what shine in this series. This is but the first X-Wing novel on the list. Number 8, The Last Command by Timothy Zahn, released in 1993 by Bantam Spectra. This was the finale in the Thrawn trilogy. It saw our heroes continue to stop Thrawn until he was betrayed by the Nogri. Luke and Mara confront Sabaoth, or I guess I should say the clone of Sabaoth, and they do manage to win. Han and Leia become parents when Jaina and Jacen are born. A great ending to a great trilogy. Number 7, Truce at Bakura by Kathy Tears, released in 1994 by Bantam Spectra. Our heroes go to Bakura and form a truce with the Imperials there to fight the Searook, which are bipedal lizard men who like to enslave other beings. They're basically like dinosaurs. Walking around dinosaurs and stuff like that. They're scumbags, they're evil. It's a nice change of pace from just the usual Rebels versus Empire. I liked that. That's probably the best part of the book, is it's different. Number 6, Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn, released in 1991 by Bantam Spectra. This introduced us and our heroes to the fantastic villain, the Chiss Grand Admiral Thrawn, Luke Skywalker's future wife, Mara Jade, along with other new characters. This really felt like a continuation of the movies and would make a great movie and trilogy of movies if Disney and Lucasfilm weren't hell-bent on burning down Star Wars. Number 5, Tatooine Ghost by Troy Denning, released in 2003 by Del Rey. Han and Leia have a Tatooine adventure. They learn about Shmi, Leia's grandmother. It's full of prequel stuff, especially Phantom Menace-related stuff like pod racer characters, Kitster, who was Anakin's friend when he was a kid. A great mix of prequel stuff and original trilogy stuff. It was fun. Number 4, The Kratos Trap by Michael A. Stackpole, released in 1996 by Bantam Spectra. With the taking of Coruscant, Isard left a deadly disease, susceptible to only alien species, not humans, to foster xenophobia and unrest. Tycho Celchu also has a trial, as it's an ongoing plot in the first few books that he's an Imperial spy. It's found out he's not a spy. Great book, great characters, and the plots were great. Now some honorable mentions. Dark Force Rising by Timothy Zahn, the second in the Thrawn trilogy. X-Wing Iron Fist by Aaron Alston, which is the second book in the Wraith Squadron trilogy by Aaron Alston. Tales of the Bounty Hunters, edited by Kevin J. Anderson. This is a fantastic collection of short stories, as it's only 5 stories, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's good. Is each story had plenty of time to tell a good story. Number 3, X-Wing Rogue Squadron by Michael A. Stackpole, released in 1996 by Bantam Spectra. The introduction to Corran Horn, one of my favorite characters. Corran joins the Rogues and the reformation of Rogue Squadron by Wedge. And fun characters, and the space battles are pretty good in this one. A fun book about pilots in Star Wars. It's Top Gun in space. Number 2, X-Wing The Back to War by Michael A. Stackpole, released in 1997 by Bantam Spectra. The Rogues go rogue to fight Isard and liberate Thyfera from her grip and secure the Bacta there, as Thyfera, that's where Bacta comes from. A really good ending to the Rogue Squadron stories, for a bit at least. And number 1, I, Jedi by Michael A. Stackpole, released in 1998 by Bantam Spectra. Corran joins Luke's academy. He then goes to Corellia and visits his step-grandfather and learns more about his grandfather, Neja Halcyon, who was a Jedi during the Clone Wars. He then saves his wife with Luke's help. More Jedi stuff than the Jedi Academy trilogy. It was cool to learn about Neja Halcyon, Corran being a vigilante, and stuff like that. And that's why it's number 1. Well, that's my top 10 Star Wars Expanded Universe books that I read in 2024. What is your favorite Expanded Universe book that you read this year? If you're feeling ambitious, you can include a top 10 or even a top 10 in the comments if you want. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. You can watch my 10 least favorite of 2024 on screen now, and my top 20 from last year. And remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks for watching.